This is the second time that Disney has tried to reboot this theme park ride. The first one, of course, was 20 years ago with Eddie Murphy at the helm. If you don't remember that one, it's fine. Eddie Murphy would probably prefer to not remember the early 2000s either. Just like in another 20 years, I doubt we're going to be talking about this haunted mansion. The film stars Atlanta's Lakeith Stanfield as Ben, who spends his time running ghost tours in New Orleans, even though events have conspired to not only make him give up on ghosts, but also on life in general. Cut to Rosario Dawson's Gabby and her son, played by Chase Dillon, buying and wanting to restore an old Gracie mansion. They both soon discover it's one of those poorly lit, cobwebby type places where inanimate objects go bump in the night because of a spiritual presence. Owen Wilson's father Kent is also somehow involved with the place, and when he knocks on Ben's door to explain the situation, Ben packs up his spectral camera and other ghost busting equipment. Cynical about it at first, he soon realizes that ghosts not just haunt the mansion, but also attach themselves to anyone who may enter it. Perhaps because the plot is so thin, the movie keeps bringing in more and more characters. A psychic played by Tiffany Haddish, an eccentric history professor played by Danny DeVito, and Jamie Lee Curtis playing another psychic, now dead, who's imprisoned within her own crystal ball. Jared Leto also shows up later, except he kind of just really doesn't. He's covered up by CGI and audio enhancements as the Hatbox Ghost. Everyone else in the cast just seems equally muzzled by this material. No one is able to stand out. As we learn more about Ben, Stanfield makes the most out of his sincere grief, but he also makes for sort of a subdued hero. Wilson seems to be here for a few funny lines, but is then tossed aside. Haddish tries to fix her very weak lines by pronouncing them very loudly. DeVito could probably come up with more darkly funny stuff on the fly than what he's given here, and Curtis is just sort of a big empty head floating in the glass bowl. The movie is credited to screenwriter Katie Dippold, who, let's just face it, her movie career is not very strong. Comedy should come from human interaction, but these characters are barely fully dimensional people, so she just goes with the jokes about scented candles and loud snoring, and when she's not doing that, there are many exposition heavy scenes and segues into other mansions to add to the laboriously long 2 hour runtime. Appearance by Schitt's Creek's Daniel Levy is also oddly short, and a cameo by another actress also seems odd. What seems like an off-kilter joke about a cane. It's a very odd joke for a Disney film, as are some of the more spooky, ghostly jump scares that happen throughout the film. Director Justin Simeon of Dear White People seems to have been put in the precarious position of making a starter ghost movie for kids. There's a few thrilling scenes regarding quicksand and alligators, but a lot of this goes hard on the CGI. It's all too much for little kids, too harmlessly fake for adults, and maybe good enough for anyone in between. But that is not a large audience, though. So, box office wise, I'm kind of curious how this movie is going to play. And I think that it could be on Disney Plus before you know it. So, I wouldn't even go to the theater for it. That's why I'm going to see, guys. But that is my opinion. I'd love to hear yours. Let me know down below there. If you could, please click that like button, that subscribe button. I have reviews for Oppenheimer and Barbie also up now. I hope to see you back next time. Thank you so much. Bye bye.